Hi guys, Norm with you again, and we're back for part 4 of the Sony HST-49A stereo fix-up. Um, this I thought was only going to be a quick 20-minute video and it'd be done, but it's turned out to be a bit longer than that. So now this is part 4, and I'm started by we're looking at the back, because I don't know if you can, you probably can't see it very well on the camera. We've got a big gap here, and then it goes tight, and then there's a big gap over this side. You see, the board is like sinking in the middle, and it looks like they're actually using the board and its screws. They're using this top board to physically sort of hold this up, and that doesn't seem right to me. And so I kind of wedged that in there, and that's fairly good. And so I looked for something the right size that I could put in there as like a foot, and I found this little capacitor, and that will just fit. It won't actually fit in there, but okay. Yep. So that little capacitor just keeps everything at the right height, and it's all looking nice. And now it's sitting very nice, so it's not sagging in the middle. And this board, this top board now, will not have to take any stress. So that has improved that greatly. Right, so now what we've got to do is we've got the fusible resistor here, which needs to be changed. So let's get this one took out, and we can talk about the replacement. As we wait for this solder iron to warm up, I thought we'd have a look at this resistor and its placement in the circuit. So here is the one we will be replacing. It's 56 ohms, quarter watt fusible resistor. And if we look, there must be something about this chip that we don't know, because um, Sony's put a fusible resistor here. And if you go back up the line a bit to here, there's another fusible resistor. So do they know, does this chip short out frequently? Is there a problem with the chip? Who knows? And we cannot really get the datasheet for this chip. I've looked and looked, and it's not available. So you think, well, why, do they really need two fusible resistors? And the reason I say that is because a 56 ohm quarter watt fusible resistor cannot be found these days. I don't know why, whether they stopped making them. I mean, I can get a 1 watt fusible resistor. I could get a half a watt fusible resistor at 56 ohms, but could not get a quarter watt. So then I've had to go down a size, and I've got a 47 ohm fusible resistor. This is at 330 milliwatts instead of 250. A little bit higher than it should be, but better than nothing. Because I originally thought, well, I'll just put a standard metal film resistor in there, and that will fuse if there's any problem. But apparently not. These are not really suitable for the job. So as I went down a size, I found this 47 ohm at 330 milliwatt, and they're okay, except the voltage now will be at 13.2. Now, for all we know, that may be fine, but of course, we cannot get the datasheet for the chip. I mean, it does say 13 volts here on the pin, so you'd say 13.2 is probably fine. But what we're going to do, we're just going to put a diode in series with the resistor, and that will drop the voltage down to about to 12 volts, and that should be about perfect really. So what we'll do now is we'll get on with that. See if we can heat it from this side and pull it out. Yes, we can. There really was no good way to film myself replacing that, but that has now been replaced, and I have raised it up as the original one was. We can see the diode is down this side, which you can't see actually, but yeah, so that's okay. There we are, there's the diode, and so that's good. So just now zoom out and we see if the tuner works. Okay, let's see what voltage we've got there now. On ground and get to the bottom end of the diode, and we're reading 11.76, so that's fine. I know it does say 13 in all the specs and everything, but if it works fine on a lower voltage, that's good. And we certainly
Not a lot. I've hurt my rib, so I'm not moving about very much.
Right, so you text in to play Hearts Make Me a Millionaire. So
Yes,
what
I
we'd
did.
like to ask you is, what is your £1 million dream?
Oh, blimey. Probably to go on
yeah,
holiday.
obviously better not play too much of that. So all in all, that's great. So this has been a bit delayed due to, well, several things. One being the heat here in the UK. It's been very, very hot, and this conservatory has been up to the maximum was about 46 degrees C, which, of course, you cannot do anything in that kind of temperature. But the first thing I need to do today, because it is sitting at 38 degrees in here at the minute, is I'm going to take all of these knobs out into a cooler place and clean all these up. So that's the job for today. Let's go and get those cleaned. And when this tape arrives, we can stick this down, clean off this bit, and stick the front on there. And then we can see it all working. So hopefully you can't hear the fan noise too much. There's a fan in here. So let's now pull those knobs in the water. And we have, of course, got some fairy liquid in there as well. Any dish soap will do. And just kind of stir these up a bit. Give them good brushing. All in all, that's looking quite nice. Good riddance. Okay, so that's all the knobs. Now what I want to just do is grab the tape deck cover, and of course here is the tape deck cover, and I'm not going to go scrubbing this because I don't want to rub off any of this writing, but I'm hoping if I soak this in the water, all of this tape stuff or old glue or whatever it was, hopefully a lot of that will come off. So it's just, yeah, I'll just let that soak in the bubbly water for a while and just see how much of that glue stuff will evaporate. Okay, we'll pause it here for now. There's all the knobs nicely cleaned. So we'll let them dry and we'll let that soak. We'll be back in a bit. Okay, so that's been in now for about an hour soaking. So I'm going to try and scrape this gently. Yep. So it is kind of. Well, it's looking a lot better now. There is still quite a bit of work to do on it, but that's where I'll end the video a bit for now. I'll just finish this up offline and make sure we don't destroy this side of it, of course. And next time you see this, it'll be ready to go back on the machine. Okay, so all I've got to do now, I've got to clear off all this residue. And I thought what I would try was white spirit, see if that done any good. Okay, I've got that completely soaked now in the white spirits. So hopefully now we can just leave that for a few minutes and it will soak in. And nope, that doesn't seem to have done anything. Let me just try scraping it right. I don't know what to do here other than keep scraping away at it, but obviously don't want to damage the plastic or anything. I don't know. It's a horrible, horrible mess. But we have to get most of it off, else the fascia will not sit down properly. Yeah, it's going to be a long job, so I think what I'll do is I will turn the camera off and we will come back when it's done. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I have got most of it off. There's a few patches where there's still bits, like maybe just in there. It should be hard to get, but anyway, I've done as much as I can for today. I think that will be good enough. I say there is still a couple of bits here and there that you would like to get off probably, but I've done as much as I can for today. That's it for now, and I'll come back to this on another day. This is what I bought to stick the fascia down. This is some 3M double-sided tape, and I decided to get the very thin strips of it because That'll be a lot easier than having the wide tape and then cutting it down. Right, so here's the first little strip I've got, and I'm going to attempt to just put that on the bottom here. Okay. Oh, this is bloody awkward. Hold that there and hold that there. I think that has got it. Indeed it has. So this corner now is well and truly stuck down. This 3M VHB tape is a very, very good stuff, it seems. Perfect for the job. And so now what I've got to do is stick this fascia bit back on. Alright, so we've got all the tape on there now with all the backing pulled off. And I guess we get one go at this. So let's try it. Right, steady my hands. Get in a rough position and go. Alright, well that is attempt number 2. Kind of looks okay. That, I don't know, it just doesn't feel quite right. I think the width of the tape is just making it stick out too much. But let's try the eject now, the important bit. Does it eject? No, it doesn't. Yeah, so it's just the width of the tape. It's just pushing this corner out a bit. And if I just hold that there now, it ejects perfectly. Yep, so it is the fact that the tape is too thick. I mean, it doesn't look very thick, but that sort of 1/2 millimeter or whatever it is just too much. So if you've got any ideas what I can do with this, maybe suggest some type of glue I can use or something, let me know in the comments. So that's the end of part 4 for now, because there's bugger all else I can do. Thanks for watching, guys. Join me in part 5. Oh, that bloody thing. Fuck off. Stop then. Stop recording then. I'm pressing the thing. Hello.